Okay, everyone. Hi, I'm Regina Cross from the MSU Alumni Office. I direct our Spartan Pathways travel program, and I appreciate you being here today to get a brief overview of the trip and to meet Alan, your faculty host. And a little bit about Alan. He's been on faculty at MSU since 1997. He's associate professor of plant biology, and he's the interim director of the WJ Beal Botanical Gardens and the director of the MS Herb. How do you pronounce that? Herbarium?
I say with a silent H, herbarium.
Herbarium. Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, welcome. And Alan, if you'd like to say a few words.
Yeah, well, firstly, I guess I need to apologize for whatever my camera is doing. I assume you're seeing the same flashing I am, so sorry about that. But aside from that, I just want to say how excited I am to be able to go on this trip with you all. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been to Costa Rica a couple of times. Some of the places we'll go are new, but a lot of them I've been to, and they're really fantastic. We have a lot to look forward to. So I'm looking forward to the trip, and I'm looking forward to getting to know everyone.
Good. Yes, so this is be the sixth time that Alan has served as a host for us, and so he's we receive wonderful reviews, and people just love traveling with him. So I think you'll enjoy it as well. Okay, also I want to introduce to you Jillian. She is the representative from Odysseys Unlimited, and she is going to give us a review of the tour and answer any questions you have. So take it away, Julian.
Thanks, Regina. Hi, everyone. As Regina mentioned, I am a account coordinator at Odysseys Unlimited, so have the pleasure of working with Regina to make sure everything is in tip-top shape before you guys head out on your trip. I have a couple just brief slides here. I'm going to try and share my screen.
Let me see. I might have to give you. Oh, okay. Here you go.
I think I've got it.
Okay, wonderful. Great.
Perfect. You guys can see it?
Yes.
Awesome. Just a little visual to get you guys excited for your upcoming trip, more excited, I should say. We'll just talk pretty briefly about the general overview of the trip, and I'll give you a couple little reminders before you head out. So our tour is the Costa Rica's Natural Heritage. You're departing on February 10th for those of you that are doing the base tour, and returning on the 20th. For those of you who are doing the extension, you're departing on February 7th. And a couple tour highlights just to get you excited again. You're going to be experiencing some incredible biodiversity in Costa Rica, from the cloud forest to the rainforest, from Costa Rica's Central Valley to its Pacific coast. A bunch of different ecosystems with a ton of different flora and fauna to enjoy. A couple other highlights: the Monteverde Cloud Forest, the Arenal Volcano, and you'll also have a beachfront stay in Guanacaste, which looks absolutely incredible. A couple reminders specific to this tour and the itinerary. On day 4, your group will be visiting a local school. We do often get questions from guests about who want to bring something to donate to that school. If you do wish to do so, again, this is no obligation, but if you do wish to bring something, we suggest bringing something small that can be shared at a class level. So something like art supplies, crayons, stickers, that sort of thing, as opposed to kind of larger items or items that could only be given to or used by one individual student. The second big reminder I want to put out here for your trip is pack casual with lots of layers. There will be some changes in temperature throughout the trip, so layers are key. And we do get questions sometimes from guests about the attire level, whether you need to bring any sort of more formal attire. For this tour, definitely on the more casual side. There's no need to bring any sort. There's no fancy captain's dinner or something to that effect. So feel free to just pack casual and comfortable for the trip. A couple other things to make sure are in your suitcase. We do suggest bringing sunscreen and bug spray with you. Guests have reported that these items can be more expensive to purchase on the ground in Costa Rica. So make sure that you're bringing some of those that you're comfortable with at home. That you may not be able to find the same brands there in Costa Rica as well. So just something to think about and make sure that you're throwing in your suitcase. Some basic trip info for you here. Our guests will be departing the United States and arriving in San Jose on February 10th. And then on the return, departing Liberia, Costa Rica for the US on February 20th. For those 9 of you who are on the extension to Tortuguero, that extension departs a couple days earlier, leaving the US on February 7th. Your group is comprised of 17 total guests, including your host, Alan. And 9 of you, as I mentioned, will be participating in that extension together. And I believe, Alan, that you are also participating in that extension. Great. All tips for all of your included services on the tour are included, including all included meals, all porterage fees, bus driver tips. All of those tips are included, with the exception of your tour director, who will be with your group from start to finish. For your tour director, tipping is at the guest discretion, but we do generally recommend 10 to 15 US dollars per day per person as a tip for your tour director. The currency in Costa Rica is the colon, but US dollars are widely accepted. You may find that bills larger than 20s aren't accepted as frequently, so you'll definitely want to have some smaller bills. You will also be able to withdraw directly from ATMs in country, so don't worry about bringing all of your cash up front. There will be opportunities on the trip to withdraw directly from ATMs on tour. Credit cards, major credit cards are widely accepted in Costa Rica, with the exception of local markets, roadside stands, those sort of venues where you would expect to pay cash, and also in Tortuguero. So for those of you guests who are participating in the extension, you will want to be sure to have some cash on hand for the start of the tour, or again, to find an ATM upon arrival. To make sure that you do have cash. Again, your tour director will be able to direct you to the nearest ATMs, the most convenient ATMs, and those with the best service fees on tour, so not to worry about that. Our online portal, your My Odysseys portal, has lots of information, so I just want to do a quick plug for that here. Quick reminder to make sure that you are reviewing all of the documents in the portal. You'll see a list outlined here in the little red box, but all of the detailed information you could want about your trip, a lot of what I'm going over right now, is all included there. So be sure that you're reviewing that and taking a look, seeing if you have any questions before your trip. You should have received an email with your final travel documents on January 19th. That will have had your final ticket information, your flight tickets. All of this information also will be in that email. So if you're not able to navigate to the portal, check your email from that final documents email from January 19th, and you'll find a wealth of information there as well. Your tour director, who, as I mentioned, will be with your group from start to finish. His name is Olman Vargas Pizarro. He is one of our highly rated Costa Rican tour guides. He has over 30 years of experience in guiding, and guests report that they love how passionate he is about Costa Rican culture and heritage. He also has a part-time job as a physiotherapist. So when he is not acting as a tour guide, he works with American retirees in Costa Rica as a physiotherapist. So definitely an interesting and very informative guide for you. Some final checklist points for you as we head into your departure. About 24 hours prior to departure, please be sure that you are checking into your flights. You may be able to select seat assignments at this time if they're not already assigned for you. We suggest that guests arrive to the airport 3 to 4 hours prior to departure for international flights. The airlines, I'm sure you've been seeing in the news, there have been some frequent flight delays and cancellations and things with air. So we do just recommend guests arrive at the airport earlier if possible to ensure that you have ample time to deal with any issues that may arise. On that topic as well, if any issues do arise on your flights to tour, please be sure that you have Odyssey's Unlimited's emergency phone line. There is a document that was emailed to you on the 19th called Essential Tour Information. Please be sure to print that document and have it with you, because it does contain this phone number, which I've also pulled out on the slide here for you. This phone number is our 24-hour emergency line. So if you have any issues with your flights before you get to Costa Rica, please do give us a call at that number and someone will be able to assist you and make sure that that we are in touch with your tour director on the ground to ensure someone is meeting you at the airport if there's a delay, or helping you get rerouted on alternate flights if you need assistance with that as well. Just a quick note here, don't forget your passport. Always just want to note that. Very important piece of your luggage. And then finally, upon arrival in country, you'll want to retrieve your baggage and clear customs before meeting up with the Odyssey's staff member. Our staff can't go behind customs. They do have to meet you outside. So please make sure you're getting your luggage and clearing customs before heading into the arrivals area, where an Odyssey's member will greet you with a sign. You'll want to look for our logo up here in the top left. You'll see that logo on the sign as well. So thank you so much. I hope that you guys have a great trip, and I am here to answer any questions you might have about the logistics or about Costa Rica. Thank you.
I have a question regarding electricity.
Yes.
Tell me about it. How is it going to work there? Do I need a converter?
Great question. Let's give me one moment. We look at this up. So Costa Rica's outlets will be the same as the outlets here in the States, and the same voltage as well. So it's the notes that we have say that many of the outlets will lack that third hole for the grounding pin, but you will not need an adapter for any of your items. So no adapter, no converter.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I assume that the Odyssey representative will be at the airport for the pre-flight people, although there was nothing actually mentioned in any of the information. Will there be someone there on the Wednesday?
For those of you participating in the extension for Tortuguero?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Your tour director will be with you for that duration as well. So yes, you will be met. Looks like we've got guests coming in 2 different times. So we have 2 transfers arranged. So yes, there will be someone meeting you there at the airport upon arrival for the pre-trip. Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. I do want to mention too that there will be guests along on this trip from the University of Colorado as well. So there will be others that you'll have an opportunity to meet upon arrival. And then also too, we'll have, Alan will be doing a lecture. So on day 3, that's on February 12th, it will be prior to dinner at 5:30, and it will be at the hotel. And so, Alan, would you like to speak a little bit about what your talk will entail?
Sure, yeah, I promise not to make it too sciencey. As Regina mentioned, I'm the interim director of Beale Botanical Garden. And just last year, we celebrated our 150th anniversary. So I'm going to talk some about what's going on at the garden, what the future holds for the garden as we think about our next 150 years. And then there's some other things going on campus. I'm part of the MSU Campus Landscape Stewardship Committee, and I'm on the Campus Natural Areas Committee. There's just been a lot happening at MSU, and a lot of the stuff relates to its outdoor spaces. So I'm going to just kind of tell you what changes you might see on our campus coming up and some of the exciting stuff we're doing. So,
Wonderful. Right.
thanks for being-
Awesome. Yes, and another thing I'd like to mention too is on day 4, the 13th of February, from 5 to 6 p.m., we'll have a cocktail reception that will take place. So you all get together and have an opportunity to chat a little more. So wanted to mention those things. And if you have any other questions leading up to it, feel free to reach out to me or Alan. And again, before we leave, if you have any questions, just go ahead and speak up.
I have an extremely important one.
Okay.
I live by Kansas City, Missouri. So can we get the Super Bowl in Costa Rica?
That, Jillian, do you have any idea whether that's possible or not?
I don't have that information on the top of my head, but I will look into it for you and I will
Okay.
get back to you. I'll shoot Regina, I'll shoot you an email with what I can find out.
Good. That's a good
I'm
question.
sure
Yeah.
I have been abroad for a couple Super Bowls, and I will say that if there's a will, there's a way.
I'm assuming iPad or internet or something could pick it up too, so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and I do believe that almost all, if not all of your hotels have Wi-Fi. So that should definitely be an option, but let me check. I'll check and make sure.
Okay, thank you very much.
I can let the tour director know that it's a priority.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It would have been even more of a priority if the Lions had been there as well.
Correct.
No. Go Lions.
Heck, some of us probably wouldn't have gone on the trip if the Lions were there. Jillian, would you be willing to share your phone number, extension number, something if suddenly we should have a question prior to?
Regina is always happy to pass along my contact information.
Okay.
And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Yeah.
All right. Yes, just reach out to me. I will be happy to help. Okay.
Thanks.
Yes. Well,
Ellen, do you know anything about Hidden Lake Gardens?
Well, I do know a little bit about it. Yeah, I was just out there in the fall, and I got to go on their canopy walk for the first time. I mean, the first time I could do it. So I
Yeah.
have been there recently. Yeah. Yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that too. Thanks for reminding me.
I'll be your backup on that.
Oh, good. I might need it.
Okay.
all right. Any other questions? Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for attending. And Jillian, thank you so much for giving overview.
Mhm.
Will occur. And Alan, of course. And I wish you all safe travels and a wonderful time. So
Thank you.
Thank
right.
you. Have a great
Bye
trip.
now.
bye-bye, everyone.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye, Sarah.